world leader in high-performance batteries.
Mountains flow in our blood. Mammut is as old as mountaineering itself. My journey in the mountains really began on the pages of books. I used to read about my heroes. I wanted to be like them, and as soon as I could, I went into the mountains, and I really fell deeply in love with the mountain landscape. There's no coincidence that I've ended up in the career that I'm in because of that love. In the outdoor industry, there are key pillars of ingredient brands that have really propelled and powered a lot of outdoor brands into making incredible stuff. One of the key pillars actually in the history of the outdoor industry is Polartec. Back in the 80s, when they developed the polar fleece fabric, that was a remarkable, innovative moment. You could argue actually there is very few materials that have shaped the global community, not just the outdoor industry, more than what Polartec did with polar fleece. There's a reason why it's in Time magazine. It was one of the great clothing innovations, never mind outdoor industry innovations. And what is special about Polartec is that that legacy continues. A great example of Polartec's recent innovation is Alpha. It's one of the greatest innovative materials that has come onto the market in the last 20 years, certainly in my career. One of the really remarkable things about Mammut is that it has this concept called IGA. IGA really stood for protection, weather protection, performance, in extreme conditions for many years since its conception. Now, of course, we don't want the things that help us in the mountains to hurt the mountains. Whenever we create a product, we minimize in detail, actually, the impact that it could have on the planet. IGA Generation 6 is a great example of that. We've vastly reduced our carbon footprint by really making strong attention to detail through our design philosophy. When you're taking your design philosophy to push the limits of design and innovation, whilst at the same time enable the consumer to do things better, further, higher, is that you need very good partners to do that. Polartec are the engine within IGA that powers that clothing system.
If not you, then who? If not now, then when? Sometimes you need inner and outer voices saying you can do it.
Being in the mountains is just one of the most human experiences that you could have. It brings together curiosity and exploration and beauty and testing your physical and mental strengths and limits. Climbing mountains can feel like a really personal experience, but I think one of the coolest things about climbing mountains is that I've never had to do it alone. Your one job when you're out in the mountains is to come back. Your gear and your teammates are your lifeline. There's so many hidden supporters and motivators in my life and in my climbing career. It really parallels the way that Polartec is hidden and supporting so much of the climbing gear that I rely on. I think it's easy to take your gear for granted as something you just pull out of your backpack and you put on and you go. But these are your life-saving devices that allow you to be out in the elements and allow you to succeed. I love to think about the physics of my gear, how it works, why it works, what it's made of, which has the best impact, which has the least impact. Sustainability is such a broad term. It could mean I'm only buying things that will last me my whole life. It could also mean something that's made out of completely sustainable materials, natural fibers, not gonna put another dent in our world. People who spend their time in the outdoors tend to be the most aware of how our climates are changing day to day, season to season. We can choose to buy sustainable, but if it doesn't exist for us, then that's a problem. So it's this intertwined responsibility to protect the spaces that we love.
Our commitment to enhance the lives of those who wear Polartec comes hand in hand with our obligation to reduce our impact on the planet. reducing greenhouse gas emissions, reducing microplastics, saving water, non-PFAS, designing for circularity, designing for longevity. They are real-world challenges, and it's not just Polartec who are facing them. Where are we at on each of these journeys? It varies. We are leading for some of them, and in any case, we're always learning and progressing. Sustainable innovation without compromise, it's woven into our heritage. We did not create recycled fleece to meet today's demand in terms of sustainability. We did it 30 years ago with our customers because that was the right thing to do. It's all about making better products for the people and for our planet. Let's talk about PFAS. They are forever chemicals. They do not degrade in the environment. Polartec led the industry by achieving non-PFAS across all our products. And the fascinating thing is that it started with a mandate to do things better and more sustainably, and it ends up with a better product. It's a great example that in most cases, good sustainability practices are good business practices. With PowerShield, Alpha, Fleece, and many other products, we offer premium sustainable performance. As new information comes to light, as science evolves, so do our fabric technologies. Shedless is a defining technology for Polartec. Today, Shedless can reduce microfiber shedding in our fleece by up to 85%, helping reduce environmental contamination from microplastics. What does the future look like? Who knows? The future is what we make it.